Okay, this is an interesting rant. It's not in the vein of my usual rants, but people have been making this comment to me, and I just want to talk about it. Like a lot of people come on and to my comments, my lives, and they're like, "Oh my God, you look just like Princess Tiana," and I've kind of been letting it go, and I'm just like, okay, yeah, I guess. Um, and then someone said it in a live stream today, and I was like, okay, I think this would be a perfect time to address this. I am I am a black woman, and I am very proud to be black. I am, but I am mixed race and light skin. I do not look like Tiana. I don't look like Tiana. I don't look like Tiana, and I don't take this as an insult when people tell me, like, I don't take it as a personal insult when people tell me that, obviously, because Tiana is very beautiful, but she is a dark skinned black woman. And I feel like people tell me that I look like Tiana because she's the only black princess. Maybe they think that it's going to lift my spirits to say that. Like maybe they think that, or maybe they really do see Tiana in me, but I'm like, no, I do not look like Tiana. I am nowhere near, not well, I won't say nowhere near, but I am not her skin color. I am caramel at best. And the reason why I think this is so important to bring up is because I don't know if you guys remember Wreck-It Ralph 2, but there was that scene where they had all the princesses in that one suite. And of course, Tiana was there. And people noticed in the promo for that movie that they had completely changed Tiana's skin color. Like they had made her way lighter and they had changed her hair texture to be basically mine, like 3C. Even though when it's animated, it's not really clear what her hair type is, but we can pretty much assume that it's at least a type 4 something, if not relaxed or whatever. Um, and everyone was like, whoa, whoa, what the fuck? Like, Tiana is not light skinned. And the reason why this is such a problem is because colorism in Hollywood is such a fucking big deal. It's such a big deal. When you see black women or black people represented on screen, it's very usually mixed race, light skinned black people because we are more palatable to white audiences. Unless whether it's done subliminally or on purpose, like it is very very clear that light skinned black people are the preferred demographic of black people that they like to represent, and there is very limited representation for dark-skinned black women on screen. And so changing Tiana's skin color as if we weren't gonna fucking notice was like a huge big fucking deal. And it's like, dark-skinned women have so little representation, and you were gonna take Tiana away from them in that little like just in that. Like you're gonna take that away? No. And so that's kind of why I kind of take issue when people tell me that I look like Tiana because I'm like, no, I don't. I don't. I'm not saying that my blackness is invalid at all. But Tiana is a dark-skinned black woman. I do not look like her. There are many other beautiful black women that look much more like her than I. I don't want people to be telling me this just because I am black and she's the only black princess. Yes, I am black and she is black, but blackness comes in a spectrum and we're all very different. And I am self aware enough to know that I do not look like Tiana. Um, I've gotten Princess Jasmine, I've gotten Moana, I've gotten Princess Kita, and I'm like, yeah, that I can see. Not that I fit, the ethnic background of any of those princesses per se, significantly. I'm definitely not Pacific Islander. But as far as like, phenotypically and skin color, I'm like, yeah, okay, I can see that. Tiana, no, I don't look like Tiana. Please stop telling me that because I know that I don't. I know that I don't, and it just feels wrong because even though Tiana is black and I am black, colorism and lightening this character has been a thing in the past. And in that context, I'm just like, no, I don't look like Tiana. Thank you very much, but I don't. There are some wonderful darker skinned black women that do look like Tiana. Seek them out, please. I being lighter skinned and mixed have had some sort, like, I wouldn't even say representation really, because still had a lack of black and Hispanic representation, Afro Hispanic representation and indigenous representation, outside of Pocahontas, which was the only thing that I had growing up. But now getting older, you realize kind of how problematic that story is. Even though a lot of us really loved that movie. But I'm just like, don't, I just, you know what I mean? It just doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel genuine. And it's like, no, I don't look like Tiana. Tiana is a dark-skinned black woman. She is a beautiful dark-skinned black woman. Please reserve that comment and that compliment for dark-skinned women. Like, just do. And maybe realize that all black people aren't a monolith. Like, we come in many different shapes, sizes, and colors, believe it or not. Even those that you would consider white passing, and just because someone is tellagibly black doesn't mean that we're all the same. And maybe that's one of the roots of it. But a lot of it has to do with the underrepresentation of dark-skinned women in Hollywood, and even though I still struggle to find representation sometimes. Dark-skinned women struggle even more, and so just be careful when you say things like that. So yeah, that's all I have to say. Nothing too crazy. It's just been on my mind.